Hey, Neil, I saw this morning, I believe it was Jamie Dimon, who's, so what is he, the CEO of JP Morgan?
The CEO of JP Morgan Chase, yes.
Okay. And he was doing an interview where they asked him about how he is not supporting giving any donations to the freaking big ugly, bugly ballroom that they're building. And one of his concerns that he pointed out or that he said had to do with how JP Morgan would be impacted by a future DOJ. So tell me, what do you think about that?
He made two statements there. Okay.
Okay.
He said one about the future DOJ, right, which is valid. The other statement that he made was he said that in the banking world there are strict regulations about bribing government officials,
Okay.
right? And he didn't say it in those terms, but in the banking world, this is absolutely 100% true. We saw a little about this with HSBC, where HSBC got suspended from operations. They got their license suspended here in the United States because of money laundering issues that were occurring at the bank. Um, it's not hard to see. I mean, it's pretty common that in the banking world, um, if you do a lot of business with foreign governments and in foreign countries, which JP Morgan Chase does
Well,
because
yeah.
they are a worldwide entity, that a foreign government could view a donation to the ballroom as a bribe.
Yeah. The pay to play,
And in
which
which
is what we're hearing
Right.
a lot
In
about.
which case right, in which case, a foreign government may decide that they wanna sanction JP Morgan Chase, or they may decide that they would suspend their ability to do business in that country. And at the end of the day, I mean, you're talking about lots of money.
Ah,
Like, I
yes.
mean, JP Morgan Chase is a behemoth, so of course, they want to continue doing business. It only makes sense. So yeah, this is a pretty common sense move for Jamie Dimon.
I think so too.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by it. He's a pretty smart, savvy guy. JP Morgan Chase did donate to the inauguration of the president administration, but they've donated to every
Yeah,
administration
yeah, that
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 comes
doesn't
in.
seem to be
Right.
outrageous, but
That's common.
yeah, the
That's
ballroom
pretty common.
thing, it's interesting though, um, that other entities, other billionaires that are donated to this aren't thinking about that. You think,
Who cares
yeah, I
at the end
guess.
of the day? I mean, Trump isn't paying anybody. The ballroom's apparently not being built. It just got demolished. He's already told, the architects that he thought they were volunteering, so he's not paying them. Who the hell knows what the hell's going on,
Wow, that is
You
just
know?
unbelievable when you think about that.
Right.
Um,
He doesn't care. Whatever. I mean, listen, y- 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 you don't. I go with what I've been hearing all over social media. You don't build a $350 million ballroom, right, for the next guy,
exactly. They don't,
right?
oh,
You're
no
not building
doubt.
all this shit for the next guy,
Particularly
right?
when
Like
it's
you're not
going to
doing all
take
this.
years to build, to design and build. By the time it gets done, I all things considered, we should be into the next administration, whatever that is going to be. Well, that's another issue, and just how the price has gone up. First, it was 200 million, then it was 250, 300. Now we're at 350. Let's just go for 500 million while we're just ahead of the game. That'll be the next
And
number.
and Well, it will be the next number
Yeah,
because the price continues to go up. So they didn't do, apparently there was asbestos, and so they did do an asbestos abatement. Now,
oh my
here's
God. In
here's
federal
what
government.
this happens. Okay, this actually happens. So this actually happened locally. Believe it or not, this actually happened locally. there was a government building in, I believe it was the town of Newburgh. Okay. So this is a local town within Orange County, that they were looking to basically demolish and build something new on the site. The supervisor at the time signed off on the demolition, right, without an asbestos abatement.
Oops.
Now, the engineers had had discussed, right, had discussed the idea that that they should evaluate whether there was asbestos in the building, right, and do an asbestos abatement. Now that was verbal, right? This is why things in business need to be in
Be in
writing, right?
writing.
Right. So the engineers recommended that to the supervisor. Supervisor ignored it. They demolished the building. Supervisor ends up passing away. Okay. Now all of a sudden there are criminal charges. Okay. There are criminal charges, and the people left holding the bag were the engineers. Okay. And there was an engineer that and a few people that ended up having to plead guilty, right? Because they didn't follow the law. Because when it comes to asbestos, the law is really clear on this. And if you don't do your asbestos abatement, okay, and there's asbestos, you can go to jail for that. That's a federal crime. Okay. So again, in this instance, um, there should be, again, we don't have a DOJ, so whatever,
No,
but
we don't have anybody
you
that's
know, again, another crime that was committed. And like, listen, we could come up with a whiteboard and do a laundry list of crimes that this administration has committed.
you
It
need a
doesn't
few
appear like
whiteboards. You need like
Yeah,
a
it doesn't
wall.
appear right. Doesn't appear like anybody even gives a shit anymore. It's just like, oh, what laws did we break today? And it's just like, whatever. Nobody really even seems to care. Nobody even, you know, it's what law do we have anyway in this country anymore?
Tell you.
We're not a country of laws anymore. It doesn't matter. We can, this is what we've shown, what Trump has shown us, is what I think a lot of us knew for a long time, right? That if you have money, there is no law that can bind you, or that can hold you accountable, right? If you are poor or you are middle class, right, then you are overwrought with laws that tell you exactly how you are allowed to walk from your front door to get your mail.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
it really, it's the dumbest thing. It's the dumbest thing.
yeah, it is. And well, that's if we truly are a government for the people, of the people, for the people, by the people, this is why we, the people, need to push back. And that's what we're trying to do
Well,
here,
we need
make you aware
right.
of things going on. But getting just quickly back to the ugly ballroom that's going up here, I think I saw this on Brian Tyler Cohen with I think it's Glenn Kirshner, the attorney that he often engages with. Um,
Okay.
but at the end, he said, or during the video, they talked about the future post-Trump world with this ballroom being there, what could it become? And it seems like a great idea for suggestions for comments. Just think of a post-Trump future where we get power back, and now we're stuck with this big ass ballroom. Do we tear it down? Or do we convert it into something else? And if that is something else, what do you think we should convert it into? Post your suggestions below. Let us know what you think. And in the meantime, thanks for listening to this brief discussion here. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Click the bell so you get notified for new videos when they drop. Thanks so much for watching, guys.